Come on down to your back, and if you have a strap or something that's like a strap nearby, have that within reach. And be comfortable here, so if that means setting the feet on the mat, knocking the knees together, extending the legs. And the same goes for your other limbs, right? So your arms can extend off to the sides, you might fold them so a hand rests on heart center and belly, or both in the same area. And just simply connect to your breathing, whatever that means to you. If it's noticing it as it is, relating to it in that way, or if it's changing the length of the breath on the inhale and on the exhale. As you notice the breath, there might be a sense of connection and ease to the inhale or the exhale. There may be no difference at all for you. They may be similar as far as how they are kind of alchemizing your body and your mind in a moment. But for myself, I tend to favor a slower, longer inhale. A slower, longer exhale. For me personally, it's usually more challenging. And sometimes, not always, that can be relevant because it could also translate to whether you kind of take in information easily or do you have an easier time with kind of letting go. Clearly, I'm not the best at letting go of things. Just another few breaths. Using the stillness at the start, similar to what you do at the end, where you have that stillness before moving on to your day. Using this moment as a time to transition. Towards being with your body and your breath and your mind in a very different way. Than how you probably were with it most of the day. Take a big inhale through your nose. And an exhale out the mouth. And before you strap up your left foot, it might feel nice just to hug the knees in first so you can wrap around the shins or the backs of the legs. Rock a bit side to side and a circle there around your sacrum. And then extend your right leg down the length of the mat. And if you're using a strap or something that's similar to the strap, place it around the sole of your left foot, at the ball of the foot, and hold either close to the foot or you can hold closer to the ends of your strap. And if you don't have anything that's looped around the foot, you might just hold above or below that knee instead. Take that left leg now, and then point and flex. It's a little too tricky to keep the strap at the ball of the foot when you point if you have a lot of what's called plantar flexion. I mean, instead, you can slide it so it's just below the ball on the foot. And then the next time the foot is flexed, move in and out. So you'll pull down with the right hand on the big toe side of the foot, and then you'll pull on the other side, the pinky edge side. You what I always refer to or know it as kind of sickling the foot, but it's this pronating action and then as well supinating, in and out, because this is like a flossing action for your ankle. And then maybe make that into a circle. So instead of just pointing, flexing, and then into the midline, out of the midline action, you just circle it around. And whether you have something around the foot or not, you might notice the ankle and the calf starting to fatigue. At least it is for me. And then hold the foot flexed, pass the strap if you're using one, over to the left hand, and open the leg to the side, but try not to rotate it, at least quite yet. So let it open to wherever it gets to before the right butt cheek comes off the floor, before your pelvis tips. Relax through the jaw, the shoulders. And then if you want to, it's pretty subtle. You can try to rotate that leg out a little bit and then back to where it was. You might not even be able to see it on me. It's just a little bit of a rotation. You tilt the heel up and then back to where it was. So you're rotating right at the root of the thigh in that hip socket. And then from there, we'll bring that leg back up towards the midline. Cross the left ankle over your right thigh and figure four. Bring the legs in. You can reach up and hold the shin, or you can hold around at the back of the upper leg. And then this left foot that's crossed over the right thigh, can you flex back evenly at both sides of your foot? So notice if you kind of collapse in on the inner ankle, which is more common, you might have to think a little bit more pulling back on that left PP edge. Your arms can hold on. I've got mine just relaxed to the side. Couple more breaths. And then release from that. Send both legs long for a moment. Maybe give them a little shake. And notice if, as I'm peeking up, looking down at my feet like I'm able to tell, but just kind of notice if the left leg feels different or longer than the other. It may or may not. And then let's switch sides. So right leg comes in. Strap. I'll call it the strap, but it's whatever you have, including your own hands holding on above or below the knee there. Strap around the ball of the foot or just below it. You can hold in the same spot as the other side or different if you'd rather have the shoulder blades on or off the floor on the side. And then start with the pointing and flexing. You push the ball of the foot into the strap. You can include the toes there. This is my crackly ankle. I don't know if you can hear it all the way up there. And then eventually, once it's flexed next, go in and out. You bring the stretch to the lateral side of your ankle, maybe even a little bit on the medial side, but it doesn't go as far in that other direction. And then circle. Roll it around. And then when you have that foot flexed, hold it there. Put the strap over to this right hand. Open the leg to the side. And pausing before the pelvis has to move to get the leg lower. Keep the leg at first without the added rotation at the hip socket. And then you'll take that leg and now start to rotate it. So it's almost like a, I hate to use the word grind, but it's a little bit of a grinding of your femur in the hip socket, gently. So the heel might be a little easier to see on the side for me. Yeah, rotate it a little bit, heel up, and back to that starting position. Most of us don't have a ton of movement accessible there, so don't worry if it seems quite subtle. And just settle in how it's comfortable in another moment of stillness. Bring that leg up towards the ceiling. And then cross right ankle over left thigh. Figure 4 on this other side. You might use your arms to draw the leg in, legs, both of them. And just let the other legs leverage there. Pull the leg in for you. Breathe in. And breathe out. Release from that figure 4. Once again, send both legs long down the mat. Whether they just relax or if it feels good to give them a little shake. You can also flex and point and roll the ankles around once again. And then hug your legs in towards your chest and straighten your legs towards the ceiling, grabbing on at the calves or at the hamstrings, unless it's really comfortable for you to go up towards your feet. You can hold the feet at the pinky edges or over the tops. And then from here, you'll let go of holding your legs and reach them towards the ceiling. So your body makes that L shape. If the hamstrings, right, even with what we just did, just don't like being here, then bend your legs a little bit, or you can bend them a lot so that your foot is, feet, both of them, that are aligned with your knees. Interlace your hands behind your head. Heels of the hands cup the base of the skull. Take a big inhale. And then exhale, curl up in center. Pull the belly down, lift up and off your shoulder blades. Inhale, lower it back down. Exhale, curl up. Sort of drive the heels towards the ceiling. Press that low back down, scoop the belly. When you get off the shoulder blades, inhale, lower. Exhale, curl it up. Hold it up there. Bit of pause between the exhale and inhale. Inhale, lower it down. 2 more times here. Exhale, curl up. Hold. Inhale, lower. Exhale, curl up. Now in this one, you'll hold and stay lifted. However, if you decide you need to ease up a little bit, just put your head down. You can do this entire next part with the head down. You want the added challenge of being here, lifted off the shoulder blades. Left leg, lower it down. Hover it either halfway or just above the floor. Flex your feet, push through your heels. Scoop the belly, lift that left leg up. And then switch, right leg lowers. Bring it down any amount, so maybe right above the floor, but can be halfway instead. Pull the belly down, bring that right leg back up. Left leg, lower it down. Flex through those feet. Pull belly in, try to relax your neck, lift that left leg up. Switch, right leg, lower it down. Hover, breathe, press through heels. And lift it up. Left leg lowers again. Now this time we'll stay here a little longer. Your leg again is really any distance between vertical and hovering above the floor. I want you to take your left leg and squeeze it across the midline a little bit so your foot might actually disappear. Take your right leg, pull that now a little bit over the midline. So you're crossed, and then you might end up, depending on the height, you might end up seeing your left foot. You definitely will see it here as you twist left elbow towards your right thigh. and then come back to center. So if you were down, resting your head lifted up now. Exhale, twist. Left elbow towards right thigh. Bring it back to center. Exhale, lift and twist. Bring it back to center. One more time, lift, twist. Hold here, pull the belly down. Take your right leg. Think that you're tossing it over this left shoulder, left armpit. Pull it in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Pulse your left elbow up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Both together. Pulse the leg in your torso. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Knees to chest. It would be cruel to make you have to go right to the other side. And I think possibly impossible. Hug those knees and then take a stretch, legs long, arms back. Lengthen it out. And then let's even out those sides. So send your legs to the ceiling again. Start with a stretch, so hold above or below your knees, grab those feet. It's at this point that I kind of want to talk you through the other side, but I made the mistake of doing the whole first side, so here I am, committed to the second side with you. In this together. All right, release the hold of your legs. Flex feet towards the ceiling or intentionally bend the legs anyhow. Hands behind the head, interlace the fingers, switch the interlace. And starting off the same, breathe in. And then breathe out. Curl it up, scoop that low belly, and hold for a moment. Can you get off the shoulder blades a little bit more? You're between the breath. And inhale lower. Exhale, curl it up. Pull the belly down. Press your lower back to the floor. Inhale lower. Exhale, curl it up. Hold, breathe. Reach those elbows, and lower down. One more time, curl it up. Hold it here. Pull the belly down, and you might stay, or you can lower your head down for this first part. Take your right leg, reach it down, hover it, maybe right above the floor, but maybe about halfway. Breathe. Take the right leg, squeeze it towards the midline, so it adducts, you pull it a little bit, the foot kind of disappears. Then you take your left leg, cross that over, hold it there. And this is where I can tell we're a little different from each side, because I can already see my foot, which I couldn't on the other side. Hold your head if you were resting, breathe in, and then lift and twist, right elbow towards that left thigh. Come back to center, and twist. Center, and twist. Center. One more time, twist. Hold it there, pull the belly down. Take your left leg, I want you to pulse it towards your right arm for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it there, pulse right elbow up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, and then both together. Pulse it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Knees to chest. Maybe a happy baby. You can also extend the legs. It's possible I screwed up or rushed that second side. I don't trust myself. Because my mind was thinking about the box of mac and cheese that I had for lunch and really regretting eating the entire box. Knowing I had core flow, I did that to myself. Yeah, not the smartest. All right, extend those legs long. If you still have them in towards your chest. And then your choice here, whether you want to bend the legs so you can roll to one side, rock front to back. We'll meet in downward facing dog. So rock as many times as you need. If you have blocks, you can have them towards the front, which is where they typically are. And then make your way into down dog. I'm going to skip some of this with you. at least all of the shapes that I know are familiar to everybody. And in your downward facing dog, you can lift and lower the heels, bend one leg, the other leg. Maybe you take your heels and spin them to one side, the other side. Any type of down dog dance that your body needs. And then in your down dog, bring your feet closer together. Lift the left leg up. Flex the foot. And then keep the leg straight and roll the hip open. So stack the pelvis. Yeah. The thigh bone can rotate and the pelvis can tip. Or you can honestly just tip the pelvis. But do have the pelvis open up. Nice, yeah. And then from there, square your hips off. Draw your knee into your chest. Step it through your hands. You get the floor or blocks, whatever you're using. Tap that knee down, sink the hips, lift your chest. Rock back, half split. Hamstring should be fairly open at this point. Shift forward, sink the hips, and then rock back. One more time, take it forward. And then rock it back. Now hold it here in this half split. I'm going to adjust my blocks back so they're just a little closer for me. Reach your left arm forward and then send it towards the ceiling, twist. This twist might even have a hint of a lean, just a hint of a lean to the right. Lower that arm down. Shift your weight forward onto that left foot and step forward and fold in the front. Halfway up. Exhale, fold. Maybe even the breath empties out and rise up. Inhale up, or you might be in between the breath, but eventually inhaling overhead. And then hands together at center chest. Interlace your fingers, press the palms straight forward, and then reach your arms overhead. Now take your left leg, reach it back behind you till your toes, just lightly touch the floor. And either stay there or actually lift the leg up a little bit. So you lift it up and you feel the glutes, the hamstrings, squeeze. So it's not so much that you're trying to get it really high, but just waking up that, really both legs at this point. Inhale. Now twist to the right. Bring it back to center. And then twist left. Back to center. Twist right. Back to center. And left. One more time, back to center. Twist it to the right. And center. And left. As you turn back to the front, pull that left knee up towards your chest. If you didn't wobble at all during that, it's possible you're not human. Cross the left ankle over your left thigh, and then I want you to take figure four with these cactus arms for a moment. Sink the hips down. Either stay here, or because you've been in a balance for a long time, you can set your hands on top of these blocks. And then you can always, as you know, choose different arms. Breathe in, use your drishti, right? Your gaze point to help with balance, your connection to your core. One more breath. And then we'll go to fold forward, crossing the left leg in front of the right. Set your hands down to the floor or blocks. Cross-legged Uttanasana. Walk your hands a little bit over to the left side. Many didn't think of pulling back on your right hip. Get this nice side stretch at the waist. And then switch, walk your hands to the right. Bring your hands back to center. Step that right foot straight back. Sweep your left leg up again, down dog split, but bend the leg and roll the hip open this time. And from there, square your hips off, draw your knee to chest, step through your hands, and set up for side angle. Spin the back heel down. Move the left arm inside the front leg, floor block, or forearm on that left thigh. And then shoulder circles here. So sweep your right arm forward, go up, go back, and down. And again with that, forward, up, and back, and down. One more time. When the arm reaches back, hold it there, or you can wrap it for a half bind. Most of the time that's not too comfortable for me. This bind today for this arm is feeling okay. Turn your head either over that left shoulder, or you might opt to actually get a nice neck stretch. Left ear relaxed towards left shoulder. Take an inhale and an exhale. Lower your right hand down inside the front leg. You might even use the block underneath it. You can just toss it over to that hand, lift the ball of that right foot, and send your left arm up, twist. And from here, lower that left hand down. Walk it over to the right. The block can come with you. You can toss it off to the side. Align the feet. Don't have to worry too much about them pointing to the side, because we are going to change the position here. I want you to inhale, lengthen your spine. So you come into that half lift. Turn your right toes to the back end of the mat and bend that leg. And then come back up, turn the toes to the side, straighten. Switch other leg, left toes to the front, bend into it. Push and lift up, toes back to the side. Right leg, bend into it. So it's almost like your warrior two legs. Push, come up, toes side, switch. Left toes, angle it to the front, and come back up. One more time, right leg. Hold it there. Bring your hands closer to that right foot, to the back edge of your mat. And then lift the ball of your back foot and set that knee down. Heel toe your right foot over to the long edge of your mat on the right, so you're facing the back of your mat now. And if you want to get off your wrist for a little bit, plug your knuckles down so you're on some fists here. Breathe in. And breathe out. About one more long inhale, exhale. Lift up and off that knee. Step back into plank pose. First plank pose of class. Isn't that weird? Especially in the core flow. First core plank and, or not core plank, but plank. And you're facing the back edge of the mat. So you are going the other way. Yeah. Spin your heels to the left, toes to the right. Hold that twisting plank. Now bend your legs like you were going to sit back on your heels. Lengthen those arms. Shift back forward to your plank pose. Other side, heels right, toes left. Push. Like you're trying to sit on your feet, but it's pretty much impossible if your hands are staying put. And then come back to plank. One more time each side. Heels to the left, toes to the right. Twist and swivel. Bring it forward to plank. Last time, other side. Heels right, knees left, push back, yes. Bring it to plank pose, breathe in. Downward facing dog, hips up and back. And breathe out. Shift forward to plank pose. Take more time if you need more time to rest. And then lower it all the way down to your belly. When you get down there, bring your arms onto the wood floor. Hop up to your fingertips, so you're in that wide cobra, tented fingertips, elbows up. And then inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, lower it down. Take it 2 more times. It might be that you're opting to lift just the chest. You could lift more of the upper rib cage or even the entire rib cage here. And then lower. One more time. Breathe in, lift up. And exhale. Lower it down. Bring the hands in. Roll to the left. Come onto your back. Hug your knees to your chest. Flex the feet towards the ceiling. Hold the belly down. Take your hands behind your head. We're starting from the top. No, I'm just kidding. Breathe in. Breathe out. Curl up. Head, neck, shoulder blades. Pull the belly in. We have a little bit of core work here midway. I want you to lower your left leg down just like you did before. But then as it comes up, switch the legs. And switch. And switch. And switch. And switch. Maybe add a twist to it. Left elbow, right thigh, right knee. And then other way. And switch. And switch. If you'd rather, make it a bicycle. Pulling in and underneath. The legs are okay being straight. Keep them straight. Scissor them past each other. Lower the left leg and then right leg one more time. And then both legs together. Curl up off your shoulder blades. Pull the belly down. Pulse up here in center. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and done. Release. Hug those knees to your chest. Start to rock front to back, or you can roll to the side, meeting in downward facing dog again. Who doesn't like a little core surprise like that, right? Halfway through. All right, in your down dog, same as before, you can move around a little bit if you want to lift the heels, bend the legs. There is no traditional chaturanga vinyasa sequence, so if you want that in, you could also sneak that in here. It's not in class tonight, is what I don't think I finished my sentence. But you could add that in if you need it. A little plank and up dog. And in downward facing dog, feet together, right leg lifts. Flex the foot. Keep the legs straight and roll the hip open. Roll it open there. So you're trying to turn so that your pelvis is open to the side of your space. And then take that leg square off your pelvis. Exhale, pull knee to chest and step for your hips. Back knee comes down. Locks if you need them. Lower if you don't. And rock it back a few times. Half split. Shift the hips back. Flex those toes. And then rock it forward. And rock back. And forward. One more here, rock it back. And then rock it forward. As you rock it back this time, you'll hold, flex those toes. And then your right arm, reach it forward. And reach it towards the ceiling and twist. Hold it there. And setting that arm down. Shift your weight forward onto that right foot. And step it forward, fold at the front. Halfway up. Exhale, fold. It can go out the mouth if you'd like. And rise up. Breathe eventually if you held the breath for a moment. And hands to center. Take the right leg, reach it back behind you now, interlace the fingers, and press forward and up. And then do switch the cross if you haven't crossed the same way as before. Stay here with the toes lightly touching, or actually lift the leg. Not too high, but enough to challenge your balance, or challenge your center more. Now twist to the left, and come back to center, and then twist right. Open twist. Back to center, left, center, right, center. Last time, twist it left, and center. And then to the right, open twist. Come back to center, stay balancing on left leg, hold that right knee up to chest, flex the foot, and then open the knee, figure four, sit those hips down. Start off with cactus arms, squeeze the shoulder blades together, activate that mid-upper back, stay with that, or set your hands down, or choose different arms. I need these blocks today, glutes and hips feel a little tight. Breathe. Take another long inhale. And then exhale, start to lift, cross right leg down in front of left. So you're in this cross-legged Uttanasana, fold it forward. Walk your hands a bit to the right. And back to center, a bit over to the left. And then back to center. Left leg, step straight back. And sweep your right leg up and back behind you. Down dog split, rolling the hip open, bent leg. And from there, square your hips off, draw knee to chest, and step through your hands. Spin the back heel down. Move your right arm inside the front foot, block floor, or forearm to leg. And then reach that left arm forward and up, and take that big circle, reach it back and down. And again, big circle. Reach. One more time. When that arm reaches back behind you, hold it there. Or wrap it behind. I'm not going to do that on this arm. I'm actually going to relax it. But your arm reaches back or half bind. And then you can look down or let the neck go. Right ear, right shoulder. And from here, release left hand down. Move the block, or if you have one, I have one. Lift to the ball of your back foot, and then reach your right arm up and twist. From there, let's set that hand down and walk it over to the left. I'm going to stay facing this way so I don't confuse myself with you. Come into that wide straddle and then lengthen your spine. Hold that half lift. Turn your left toes to the back of the mat and bend into that leg. And then push off of it, straighten toes side. Right toes forward, bend into that leg. And then push and lengthen. Toes side. Left leg. Bend. Push and lift. Right leg. And push and lift. Then left leg, turn it to the back of the mat and hold it there. And walk your hands towards that foot. Once you get close, pivot to the ball of your back foot and heel toe your left foot over the left edge and set your back knee down. I'm going to lift off of my palms, push my knuckles down, making some fists so I can straighten my wrists. That rhymed. I haven't rhymed in a while. Rhymed. Take another breath or two. And then from here, lift off that back knee, and you'll step back into plank pose. I'm going to skip it if you happen to glance up. So hold your plank pose, push those palms down. Heels to the right, knees to the left, and then swivel, push back, right? As if you were trying to sit back on your feet. And then come forward to plank. And swivel it other side. Heels left, knees right, push back. Keep those arms long and straight. And bring it back to plank. One more each way. Heels right, knees left, push. Forward to plank pose. And other side, push. And forward to plank, take a breath in. Downward facing dog, hips up and back. Breath out. Brief hold or longer hold if you need a longer hold. You'll shift into plank pose. And then lower it all the way to the belly again. Similar to before, but you can add dips of the shoulders if you'd like. Hands onto the floor, pop up to the fingertips, elbows up. Inhale, lift the chest. I'm going to stay in center, but you could exhale, dip the right shoulder down. Inhale to lift up. And you would exhale and dip the left. Again, with that inhale lift, so we might have two more here right in center, or one more with each shoulder dipping down. After your last one, land it down, roll to the right, and land on your back another time. Hug the knees to the chest. And extend the legs towards the ceiling. Maybe hug them in. And then release. Last time here in the back, final change with this. I want you to cross your left leg over your right leg and then bend them like you were going to go to eagle legs. You might have this ability to hook the left foot around the right ankle, but don't force that to happen. Right? I've got a big foot and very mobile ankles, so this works. If not, just one cross, right? Left over right at the top of the legs. Hands behind your head. Breathe in. Breathe out, curl up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, curl up. Two more, breathe in. Breathe out, curl up. One more, inhale. Exhale, curl up. Hold here, pull the belly down. Pulse up, elbows towards legs for 5, 4, 3. Squeeze those legs around each other. 2, 1, hold it. Release, switch to cross. Switch your interlace behind your head. Hold it here. Exhale, maybe lift up a little higher. Inhale, lower head, neck, shoulders. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, lower. 2 more, curl it up. Inhale, lower. Last one, curl up. Hold it up there, pull the belly down. Pulse up, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Untangle the legs, hug your knees to your chest. And then this time, rocking front to back to come into chair pose. if it doesn't work to get there with just your legs and some momentum, use your hands, find another way, roll to the side. Breathe in here. Let's bring the palms together. Twist it to the right. Hook the left elbow over that right thigh. Inhale through nose. Exhale, fold it forward. My feet are already apart. If yours aren't, separate them. Grab onto your big toes with your peace fingers, thumbs on top. Lengthen your spine. And then exhale, fold. Widen the elbows, drop your head. And you're holding onto the big toes, or you're looping onto them so you can pull up as the big toe mountain pushes down. Breathe in. And release the big toes. Chair pose, drop the hips, reach the arms. And then palms together and twist left. Hook right elbow over that left thigh. It's a tricky spot because you want to use the leverage to twist, but you also don't want to use the leverage to overdo the twist. So can you breathe despite there being lack of space to breathe? Does it feel like it's providing a good little massage, but not intense to the point that you feel like you're disturbing a vertebra? Not a good image, I know, but you don't want to overdo. Don't crank on yourself. Take another breath. And then exhale, fold forward again. Separate the feet. If you have blocks, you can use them as a substitute for stepping on your hands. You can put the back side on top here, so the palms are up, thumbs in. And if not, palms can come right underneath if that's working for you. Step on top, drop the head. Releasing your hands from the blocks or your feet. Slowly rise up to stand one more time. Arms can sweep up, but they also don't have to. Sometimes I'll just take a little shoulder circle or shrug. And bring your feet together. Last bit of balancing, and then we'll come down. Left leg lifts up. Either figure four, ankle over right thigh, like we've already done, or like what you did on the back, eagle legs. Bring the arms into cactus, or choose any other arms. They could reach forward, they could go up, you can bring into prayer. I'm not in a place where eagle arms are comfortable, but you're welcome to do eagle arms as well. Wrapping them up much like the legs are here. Focus the eyes. And as you untangle or unhook the left foot, if you are in figure four, right into warrior three. Press the heel back and lean forward. Choose any arms and balance. It's the same work for the back leg that we did in the twist. And then from here, instead of lifting up, take your left leg, cross it behind your right leg, and fold it forward. Like earlier, you can walk your arms to one side, both sides. And then uncross your feet. We just come on up to the other side, uncross your feet, and rise. With or without that sweep of the arms, taking side two, right leg lifts. Not that you weren't sure that it was side two. Right leg lifts, cross it over, figure four or eagle. And then take the arm position. I would say that feels like it aids in the balance, but if you want something that challenges you more than just being on one leg with the other one tangled up around it, you're welcome to add more complicated arms. And from here, one more balance. Warrior three. Right heel reaches back. Tip your torso forward. Straighten a little bit more through your standing leg. Push to that lifted foot's heel. And then from here, cross-legged Uttanasana, right leg just stays behind the left. Set it down and fold. If you did move your spine laterally, walk a bit off to one side, the other side. And then you can unhook your feet, but we're going back to down dog. So you could also just step the right leg back into the right, and then left leg back into the left. And if you'd like it in there, that traditional chaturanga vinyas, you can move through one of those. If you're fine with keeping it excluded, lower to tabletop, lower to child's pose. And then meeting on the belly. If you feel incomplete without pigeon, instead of this stretch, you could take pigeon instead. Otherwise, take the left leg off to the side into half frog. Knee roughly at the line of your pelvis, and that foot pulls out. If you're on the wood floor or hard floor like me, you need some padding. Grab a towel, blanket, pillow, whatever might be nearby. Same thing goes for pigeon, of course, if you've chosen that hip stretch instead. Wedge anything you need underneath that hip to elevate it, to make the stretch better. Take it away from the knee. If you're on the belly in half frog, you could also, I'm going to run out of space, well, almost. I guess I just cleared my chairs. You could also extend your left leg up to the side. So it's almost a little bit like a half moon pose on your belly. There is also a possibility of bending the other leg, the right leg, and reaching your right hand back to the foot to bring it in for a quad stretch. I'm staying propped up with my head so I can talk to you all, but forehead can certainly just be resting right in your hand or the mat here. So you're not in any type of back bend, other than the subtle one that being on the belly does provide. If you have the quad stretch, let that leg go. half frog, slide the leg back. If you're extended, bend the leg first, slide it back next to the right, lift up to the top of the thigh, and then set that foot down. And switch. Right leg pulls off to the side here, half frog. Take your time if you're setting yourself up for pigeon on the other side. And if you did extend, those of you in half frog, if you extended that right leg or left leg on the other side, this side the right leg, reach it out long. And if you added the quad stretch in, left leg would bend, heel coming in towards your buttocks. From here, release the quad stretch. Drag that right leg back in. You can still take that extra moment to kind of lift the leg up to come back to the top of the thigh so that it's set up well to bend the legs and then windshield wiper the legs from side to side. I was saying to my sister earlier today that on these days where I talk to my mother, whose mind is not that great, she actually makes me feel like I'm a little bit insane, and I kind of blame her for not being able to speak too well. All right, let's roll over to the back. If you'd rather face a different direction for Shavasana, of course, push back to child's pose, swing your legs around. Is about the time where we typically end. If you have a few extra minutes to take Shavasana here. Add in anything more that you need instead, because it won't be distracting to anybody else if what you need is movement. And if you feel ready to settle into stillness, allow for the body to yield. If the shape that you start out with here no longer serves, for whatever reason, deliberately change your shape. The body and the mind and the breath be as effortless as possible. Shavasana. breathing. You can direct your attention to your toes and fingers, gently moving them, your head from side to side. And adding in a yawn-like stretch with the arms extending beyond your head. In your own timing, rolling to one side or drawing the knees in another time so that you can rock a final time up to seated. Landing however it's comfortable for you. If you have chosen to come up to a seat, the palms might press together at center chest. I didn't offer up a specific intention, nor did I sort of direct you towards creating one. You may have had something, and if so, bring it to mind. And if there wasn't anything, maybe there is now. Whether it's something that moves with you into the evening or into the days ahead. Nod the chin downwards in the direction of the hands and your heart. Acknowledging your effort and thanking yourself for taking the time out for yourself. Let's breathe together in through nose and out. Namaste.